All right, you know what day it is. It was Pro Bowl selection day. And I just say that when you look at the people who made the Pro Bowl for the Cleveland Browns, it clearly explains the success that they had on the team this year. And the players that made the Pro Bowl are the players that were continuing to play. And I already did a video on the Browns. You guys get an extra video because as soon as I posted the other one, Delvin Cook signed with the Ravens. So I wanted to give you guys something else because I was like, ooh. So anyways, without further ado, let's look at who your Pro Bowlers are, and then let's just talk about what the Browns have done. So let's start by taking a look at them one by one. 5 of them made the Pro Bowl. 5. Just in case you were wondering. 5 made the Pro Bowl, starting with Myles Garrett. And this is not one that you need to even question, right? Like, Myles Garrett is a boss. Like, he is very good. He's all worldly. He's not Pro Bowler. He is an all pro. He is arguably the best defensive end in in professional football. You would expect him to make the Pro Bowl. I'm not going to spend all the time in the world on it, but just in case you were wondering, so far this year, he has a PFF grade of 93.6, a pass rush grade of 94.8. Are you kidding me? Right? He's had 15 sacks. He's had 86 total pressures. All right, this is just crazy, the things that he is doing this year. Just absolutely crazy, and he does it every single year. He's really good, and that is why he is absolutely Pro Bowl worthy. The next person we see on this list is tight end David Njoku, and this is what's kind of unique and kind of fun about David Njoku. His grade on PFF isn't actually better, but his numbers are not even close. His targets are 40 more than any other year. His catches are 23 more than any other year. That's why I'm looking down. I'm looking at this. He has about 250 more yards receiving than he's had in any other year. He's had 2 more touchdowns than he's had in any other year. And how many of that came when Joe Flacco was his quarterback, right? Like, this has been a career year for David Njoku. It really has. He's not going to get to 1,000 yards. I mean, he needs 118 yards in this game. I don't even know if he's going to play. So that was one of the things that I thought was interesting, because he's a guy who not only is on the Pro Bowl, but he's having the best year of his career. And it hasn't been a bad career. It hasn't been as good as many of us thought it would be, but it hasn't been bad. Now let's talk about Amari Cooper. I've done a lot of videos right here on this show talking about Amari Cooper and how people need to have more respect for him and what he does. Because Amari Cooper is just going to be a guy who's going to go out and get you 1,000 yards when healthy. I'm going to read you since 2015 what his totals were for yardage. He played with Vegas for 3 years. 3.5 years. He played with Dallas for 3.5 years, and this is his second year with Cleveland. So going into this, he had 1,070, 1,154, 680. That was an injury-riddled season. All right, 1,005, 1,189, 1,114, 865. Goodbye from Dallas. 1,160, and then that was last year in Cleveland, and then this year, 1,250. All right, so once again, a guy is having the best year of his career via yardage. So, and this one is a little bit different, I think, than I would like to talk about with Njoku, because Amari Cooper's just had a flat-out good career. He's had a good career. So he's playing at a level that he's never played at before. All right, the next person, Pro Bowler, is Denzel Ward. All right, and it was really nice to see, because I feel like Denzel Ward had a down year last year. I really do. I feel like he had a down year last year. His PFF grade was his lowest of all time. It was a 56.8. His coverage was a 60, and all of his numbers have gone back to the Denzel Ward that we kind of used to know. All right. He's been targeted 66 times, allowing only 34 receptions. That's just barely over a 50% completion percentage. That's phenomenal. I don't know why his grade isn't even higher. He's had 2 picks. He's done okay in the tackling game. All of that's good. And he is just a guy who has returned to form in his sixth, seventh year, somewhere in that range. So that's it. And then your last straight Pro Bowler is Joel Bitonio. All right. Now, this is not one of his best years, but he continues to get older, but he continues to be effective, and he continues to be good. So you saw the title where we talked about like how this news makes it clear why the Browns are having success. It's because they have talent. And when you look at the salary cap table for the Browns, they know they have talent. All right. The GM, Andrew Berry, has gone all in on this thing. He's gone all in. Your salary cap is maxed for like the next 3 years. This is the team you have, and you're going to be doing fun things around the edges, but these are the players, these are the type of players that you're building around and you're hoping will stay and be good. The Njokus of the world, the Bitonios of the world, the Myles Garretts of the world, the Deshaun Watsons of the world. Like, these are the guys you are hoping will continue to play. Your alternates, and I can just go through this real quick, are Dustin Hopkins, kicker. All right. Bajorquez, your punter. Grant Delpit, really nice having him this year, right? How nice has that been? Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is an alternate. Ethan Pocic, your center, is an alternate. Wyatt Teller is an alternate. In other words, the interior of that offensive line has been really solid, which is why you've been able to survive even with a rotating door at offensive tackle. So here's the way I'm looking at it. When I look at Andrew Berry, this is a guy that has a plan. All right. He knows what he's doing. Do I think that there's been some questionable, like what he's doing with the contracts and that the team might pay for it later? Maybe. But there is a ton of talent on this team. And as long as Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward and a few other guys are going to stay healthy, this team will continue to be dominant. They have a very good head coach in Stefanski. He is. You have a very good defensive coordinator in Schwartz. All right? And even Schwartz was talking about, like, of course I want to be a head coach again. Like, and he does have that potential. He was the head coach of my Lions. And in case you don't know about us, me and the other guy who run this channel, we have another channel called Sports Talk Detroit. But we have a kinship with the Browns. Right. And so we thought it would be fun to kind of focus this other channel, Sports Talk Extra, on the Browns, the majority. Not always, but the majority of it. Because we understand what you're doing. And right now, we are two teams that have a ton of talent. The Lions had 5 players selected to the Pro Bowl. So did you. The Lions had 7 alternates. You had 6. Like, to be able to see that level of talent be recognized. And some of it's because the NFL kind of did some changes with the way Pro Bowl is ranked and rated. So it's not like a popularity contest anymore. Best players go. And so you're seeing more Browns. But the Browns have had talent. They've had players. They've had players where there's been a lot of Pro Bowls in their history. Like, there have been. And that's kind of cool. Even a couple years ago, they had 5 or 6 Pro Bowlers. So there's been talent. The difference is now you have the coaching staff to go with it, and you have a GM that knows how to put the correct pieces that you're not paying big money to around that talent to have a successful team. All right. Oops. I messed up on the words there. So this news that came out with the Pro Bowl rosters proves and shows why the Browns are good. And why, honestly, I think they have a shot in the playoffs. I think they can beat anybody. Let's see what they can do. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.